collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need? Read, shadow read for this full moon in Capricorn, waning to new in Cancer, June into July 2021. I'm your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, Mercury conjunct Venus and Libra. The Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal, or if you like, Mal-El. Work. Hi, my lovely Libras, my Venus driven, as I said. I do have Mercury conjunct Venus in Libra in the 3rd house. I've been trying to keep myself out of the readings, but it seems like the more I do that, the more I'm not. So let's just go with it, shall we? We're looking at a specific timeline. I'm actually doing this after the full moon has happened. I traveled to Saratoga to see my family over the weekend. It was lovely. Tried to bring work with me, but it just did not work out. Like, I really was supposed to hang out and chill, and it was lovely. I had a lovely, lovely time, and I picked up a new deck in Saratoga Springs. My parents are in Saratoga. At the Magic Moon on Fila Street in Saratoga Springs. I love that place so much. And they're like, Mark! Every time I walk in there, it's really, sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Apparently that doesn't seem to be on YouTube as much, but that's okay, whatever. So I picked up The Blessed Bee by, I have to say her name this way, Lucy Cavendish Darlin. Her magical spell cards I use for the waxing moon reads. This is a waning moon read. And it says on here, mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower. Blessed be. So the first part of it is kind of telling you what the card's about. The second part of it is the blessing. And it's gorgeous. The whole deck is gorgeous. So that's our last card down, because we're doing what? A 7-card draw. 1 card from 7 different decks to get you the clues, tips, and hints that you need. From my Pantheons of the Divine, which is for everybody, but I'm their chosen channel, at least for this moment. So, yeah, we're doing 2 tarot decks, 2 healing systems, and 3 oracles. I'm considering this Blessed Be an oracle, although really it's a mystical tool. But, you know, how many subdivisions does a Virgo like me have to make? Lots. But it doesn't have to hit camera, right? So, yeah, we are looking at the full moon. Thursday, June 24th, which was yesterday at the time of this recording, to in full moon in Capricorn, waning to the new moon in Cancer on Friday, July 9th, right? So it's about letting go. That's why it's a shadow read. Like, shadow work is so essential right now, particularly if you consider yourself, and take this however you take it, if you consider yourself a first wave of ascension, divine feminine empath, right? That you're not just empathic. Everyone's supposed to be empathic, darlings. Everybody is supposed to have at least social empathy, right? But if you are feeling other people's energy in your own cell tissue, right? Their emotions, because there are different forms of empathy that way. It is an intuitive skill to start with, right? One that anybody could develop, right? Just like anything else, I suppose. But knowing what's yours and knowing what's not, when the world is actually moving into unity consciousness. Sometimes it's both and, right? Sometimes it's both mine and maybe what everyone else on planet Earth is feeling but doesn't want to deal with, let alone the people around you, right? So let's get up in this gig. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box. If you want to book me, it's easy enough. Just find me on Facebook Messenger or Twitter or Instagram. You can try emailing me at drawingthecircle@gmail.com, but it's just, I get so much spam. And a lot of it goes there for first-timers, so it's just easier if you want to reach out to me on social media, because it's in my pocket all the time on my phone like everybody else. Other than that, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You know that drill. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I am doing the same, my feet. Well, actually, they're not on the floor. This table that I read on has lion heads at the 4 and paws on the 4 legs of it. So my feet are literally right on top of those lion paws, right? I could put it in their mouths too. Look here, now it's in their mouths, so it feels a little weird. And it's nice because it's giving me a little reflexology. Yeah, all right, I'm ready now. Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, because I've been in, well, that full moon last night. Took me to the underworld, to the upper world. Here we go. I'm ready. Please, my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. Please, what is the dominant archetype using the Caroline Myss archetype deck that is in their eighth chakra, overshadowing everything else that's going on in, around, and through them, whether this is their archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, somebody else's that they're dealing with, but this is the name of the lesson that they're learning, or maybe it's just in a predicament or a situation that they're in that they need to alchemize from lead to gold, from shadow to light, this full moon in Cap, this past full moon in Cap, to new in Cancer. The storyteller archetype. Now I'm just seeing if anybody else got this. Gemini got this. That's interesting because I have been seeing when the archetypes come up that they're usually clicking according to elemental lines, like element of airs have been getting it. I think even in the work, career, vocation reads I just finished last week were that. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have a long history with the storyteller archetype. My father, God rest his soul, was like such a storyteller, but really more in the shadow than in the light. This is a creative family archetype, and when people say you create your own reality, this is how really you create your internal reality. The stories that you tell yourself that, you know, where is the balance between fact and fiction, right? Toxic and healthy. Lead and gold. Lead has three more atoms than gold on the periodic table. A science teacher taught me that, so I'm going to trust her. She's a sweetheart. I love her, a Pisces. But to get that, the alchemy then is what you let go of. And you have a 2-week-ish period to do this. The shadow attribute, making up tales that harm others. Oh my God, it's the liar. It can be the compulsive liar. You don't know how many compulsive liars I dated just to get clear how important and foundational truth is to me. And that's why I came up with the spell. Break chains of illusion and set all things to right. Reveal what has been hidden and bring the truth to light, right? Particularly within myself. Everybody else can go pound sand, right? Let me get right with me. And here comes the light attribute, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. For me, the path of true love reads that I do, and I'm going to be doing the soulmate reads next. I know those are the ones that get the most hits, but there's a certain toxicity going on and has been for a while in terms of people wanting the romantic information instead of trusting the path, right? But signposts help. So I see the path of true love as part of the hero's journey. The healing journey, right? I'm a reader, so I'm able to interpret life through symbols and stories, right? So it's a very powerful thing, but very powerful in the light and the shadow. So you really want to do the alchemy on this one. You know, I will never say, oh, that's just a story to people. That's not helpful, right? I do a lot of spiritual counseling every day, right? A lot of it pro bono. But to kind of hear people's stories and say, well, yeah, I get why you'd see it that way. And there's always a higher perspective. There always is a higher perspective, a higher story, a higher plan, and all that. So healing with the Angels Oracle. Who are the angels you need to work with to help with that alchemy? Please breathe. As I turn to my angels of the east, the powers of air, the sign of Libra, the Raphaelites, right? The angels of healing, knowledge, and wisdom, the rising sun, that golden yellow flame of the Raphaelites. Please, one card in clarity for the Libra collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus, sun, watching this video, receiving this reading. Who are the angels they most need to call to? Because these angels, they wouldn't show up unless they were ready to work, but they will not intervene without being called. Right? It's like that thing of non-intervention, right? Star Trek. It's like the call always has to come from us. That's free will. We either call or we don't. So please, who's the angels they need to work with this full moon in Cap to new in Cancer? The signs now here. Oh, James Redfield, White Courtesy Telephone, Celestine Prophecy. Go read it. The movie's okay too. John Boy. Boy, when we get the signs, right, they're everywhere. Carl Jung, who I believe coined the term synchronicity, obviously the father of Jungian archetype, synchronicity, same time. Time is in sync, and he says they're happening all the time. He was incredible. I'm sure he's one of my spirit guides. I wonder if Freud is too, and if they're still arguing. Probably, I just heard probably. You know, like we can get a sign and a synchronicity out of the blue, it seems, but they're always there. It's holographic, but we have to be at a certain place really in the third eye, right, to see things clearly. And it's hard to see the signs when you're looking down at your feet. But if the gods need to get a sign to you, they will, right? And the angels and all of that. But more importantly, the thing with the human condition, even though we are all divine beings, we are as the gods created us in truth, all of that, eternal beings playing a role down here, that we can get a sign, and particularly getting a reading, right, a YouTube reading, and interpret it somewhere on this lead to gold scale, where how we interpret it, right, like step on a crack, break your mother's back. You have no idea. I love my mom so much as a little kid. I literally would avoid stepping on a crack of anything, including another person's. It's not my gig. I uplift, I don't degrade. So, you know, to how you see your life, how you're in, this has got to be yours, right? It's very element of air so far. So call upon the healing angel of signs, because they're going to help you heal through the signs you see, as well as help you heal how you see the signs. Ow. Okay. Let's get some tarot on the table. We got one healing system, one oracle. Let's get our 2 tarot on the table, as this is representative of the energy in your 8th chakra hovering over the head. These will be heart, throat, third eye, crown, the personal world, really the more internal psychological world, which certainly seems to cover what we were looking at so far. Please breathe. All right. My goddess. My goddess is of air and the sign of Libra, Aphrodite for me. Aphrodite, sweet and flighty. It looks awfully nice in a see-through nightie. Please, one card in clarity for my Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, alchemizing the storyteller archetype that needs to be done. And oh my God, making up tales that harm others. Now that hasn't been going on the planet since Jump. And with these healing angels that the Raphaelites have sent for the healing angel of signs to help them with that. What's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, the world behind the eyes, the personal world, the feminine energy, the internal that they most need to be aware of this full moon in Capricorn to new moon in Cancer. The Empress Mawu, rock. I mean, ruled by Venus. Ruled by Venus, Libra, you know, Venus rules Libra and Taurus. Oh my God, it's wonderful. Oh, excuse me for a moment. Oh, thank God. Thank Goddess. I love this card. I mean, literally, she is giving birth to a baby on the back of an elephant, right? Mawu, look her up. Whenever there's a goddess named in one of these decks, I highly recommend you look it up, because talk about the ability to express and experience life through stories and symbols. Find the myth, right? Even if it's not a culture you're familiar with or from, there's always a message from the divine. Well, there are always messages from the divine. It's just, how do we receive them? This energy feels so good. This feels like a loving of yourself, a rebirthing of yourself, but maybe you're still in gestation, right? Heart, third eye, crown. So particularly that this is a creative family archetype, this is very much about your creative intuition. There are 3 levels of intuition. Lower 3 chakras, survival intuition, right? Navigating the outside world. Then there's the heart, third eye, crown, creative intuition. And here's just what they're giving me. If you look at the language of creativity and the language of pregnancy, the same. Conceive, right? Gestate, carry, labor, birth, and then it takes on a life of its own. So every reading that I do is that. What you're going to do for dinner tonight is that, right? Whether you cook or not, it's all that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So there is a richness and an abundance, and do not forget all the love that you need is already within you. But how we interpret these signs, if we are waiting for others to give to us that which only we can give to ourselves, doesn't mean they can't give us some love, but no one can give us the love that only we can give ourselves, right? That divine, you got the divine feminine card in the feminine, the divine feminine yin energy here. So be very, very Careful is not the word. Be very, very compassionate with the stories you're telling about yourself. Like, oh, I'll never have. I fall into it. We all do, because people around me, who knows, for thousands of miles, are feeling their dreams dashed and stuff. But I'm doing okay, right? It's when that passes through me, that when you feel your emotions deeply, giving yourself the love that only you can give you, you become the Divine Mother in that way to yourself, to that child of your heart, right? Listening to the stories, it says, and it's not reprimanding them, like, oh, no, honey, it's okay, I understand why you feel that way. I love you. I love you. I love you. Your tears become as holy water. And then, after that rain shower passes and blesses the world, and yourself is part of that, there is a great clarity and a great relief, and the signs become much clearer. Because how often have you gotten a reading, thought it was one thing, a month goes by, you forget the reading, but then something happens and you remember the reading, and then you go, oh, that's what that meant. This is what this means. What does this look like on the outside? Mythic tarot, the root sacrum solar plexus aspect, the physical world, either you from the outside looking in, right? So how we would, people, oh, Mr. Puppet Hand. I have a Facebook page, an old one, a Facebook page, Facebook group called Mr. Puppet Hand. Go check it out. I haven't added to it in years, but it's hysterically funny. Right, so from the outside looking in, or from our eyes looking out something in the physical. Please breathe. Oh, and that third level of intuition is 8th chakra visionary intuition, by the way, which is very there. Breathe. My beloved gods of air in the sign of Libra, my beloved Eros, lover, prince, diplomat, mediator, please, one card in clarity for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, alchemizing the storyteller archetype with the healing angel of signs, the Empress within, Mawu, something very powerful, very much the mother of all within them. What's this look like on the outside in some way, shape, or form? This full moon in Capricorn, waning to new in Cancer. Yeah, 9 of Swords. So there is a lot of mental cacophony going on. This is why I feel like in terms of the stories that you're hearing, and that's the thing, this may not be you from the outside looking in, but more your perception of what's going on in the world. Oh, just watch the news, right? No matter where you are. You know, the news, bless their hearts, people say, why don't they post more positive stuff, right? Why don't they do that? Because they do, but those are considered fluff pieces, or I forget what they call, personal interest stories, stuff like that. But we're going through a lot, and still are. I mean, I got the shot in the arm, and still I'm not running out to Fire Island as much as I would love to. No. Not yet, fellas. I'll get there someday soon, hopefully. Right, but that 9 of Swords, you might very well be feeling, you know what? Let me really tap in. Let me go past the clouds of the psychic static in the air. Thoughts are things, and when the thoughts in the air are confusing, when they're painful, when they're keeping you up at night, really the thing is not to avoid that, but to stay heart-centered. And whatever the healing mantra is, which is next, is going to help with this, because this is about you being not necessarily head over heart, but heart-centered, so that you can really feel the truth of what's going on in they're giving me this word, the mental psychic zeitgeist, and feel the truth or the illusion of it, particularly the signs that you see. Because again, you know, it's just like tarot. You could say every divination system gives you signs, but you know, like for instance, the Empress has thousands of different mental interpretations. Yes, there is the empathic part of it that you feel. That's what I call being a divine masculine reader, a divine feminine reader, but I'm really a unity reader, because I know all that stuff that's already in me, and that's constantly shifting and changing. But then there is that direct, I don't like using the word prophecy, but that visionary thing that comes in, brain synthesis, and that's how I read, which is why I love to feel the energy of the card before they give me the interpretations. In other words, out of 10,000 meanings, it's this one, and this one. right? Divinely guided, but I have to keep my heart open for that. And that means I have to love whatever arises, love that. Ain't that right, Matt Kahn? It's the name of his first book. Whatever arises, love that. I love him. He doesn't know me. That's okay. You know, I look at my numbers on YouTube and I'm like, I really am niche market. But they said to me last night, they said, yeah, because you're hitting on stuff that people don't want to look at. So if you're brave enough to subscribe to my channel, welcome aboard. Let's get you a healing mantra from the Healing Mantra deck. Matt Kahn, Voices of the Ascended Masters. And I'm going to say General Assembly here. This doesn't feel like soul contract or specific, right? Not about money or anything. Maybe it is. That's your job. Taking it, sleep what doesn't breathe. Oh, that, you see, but that's what I mean. There's the energy. It like downloads, hits my heart, down into my body. So here we go, my Ascended Masters, General Assembly, one card in clarity. For my beloved Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, I hear you. What is their perfect healing mantra to help them alchemize this storyteller archetype with the healing angel of signs? So they're getting guidance and grace, but it feels more like through external signs. With the goddess, the empress on the inner, Nine of Swords on the outer, which can be very confusing of which signs are which, and does it mean this or does it mean that, and all of that. Please, my beloveds, what is the perfect healing mantra for them? This full moon in Capricorn, waning to new in Cancer. Cultivating courage. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. Right? That's not about anticipating the future or regretting the past, or it cuts through all of the mental confusion. It's a great mantra. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. But that's not about, okay, when did I deal with this before in the past? Nor is it, well, what's the best thing to do about the future? It's very much that courage. Now, this is heart-centered. Courage, from the French word for the heart, the cœur. Right? To be lion-hearted, right? To be brave-hearted. Am I just naming different movies? Yes, I am. Right? And it's the strength card. Right? And I watch Steve's Love Tarot. First of all, his accent kills me because I have a thing for Southern men. I don't know why, I just do. It's written in. But he says, you know, of course the card of strength is somebody gathering strength. So there has to be fear involved. Well, even though that's not our tarot card here. Not too bad he's married and in LA, but it's probably a good thing. You know, that there's a lot of crazy going on in the psychic static of the air, psychic free radicals, Carolyn Mace calls them. So in any given moment, you always know exactly what to do. So let me read you what Matt has to say here. Genius that he is. Carolyn Mace is my favorite female. Spiritual teacher, he's my favorite male, at least for now. You know, they change it up on me. Cultivating courage. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. When courage is cultivated, you are aware of your choices and able to pinpoint your most inspired options with accuracy and ease. Such options may not always match up with the things you want, but they will always give you the exact experiences you need to further evolve your soul, which is what this world is for. Course in Miracles says, ask the question, what is it for? It's not about getting what we want, if you noticed. Right? It's about the development of our soul. It's like this whole world is a holographic video game / gym / par course, obstacle course, and all of the outcomes are already determined, right? Just like a video game, you can't all of a sudden in the game create a whole new timeline. No, it's all programmed in, right? This world began and ended that quickly from the highest dimensions, right? So as you get that, it's like, okay, when what I want and what I need are the same thing, I'm going to feel like, yay. And when I get what I want, when I get what I need, but it's not what I think I want, right? The stories that I tell myself, the signs that I take, then I feel like I did something wrong. Or something's wrong and there isn't. It's all here to help, right? The hero's journey. Look at it through that lens. And it's not really much of a hero's journey if you get everything you want all the way through. You know what I mean? It's like if there are no dragons, I shouldn't say dragons to slay, you know what I mean? Demons to wrestle. If there's no alchemy, if there's no challenge, you know, a little boring from the soul's perspective. As you cultivate courage, you are stepping into a new frontier of soul expansion where life has permission to guide you forward into the fulfillment of your long-awaited destiny, not your fate. Fate is what you can't change. Destiny is what happens when you take the hero's journey and you alchemize lead to gold. Fate is lead. Destiny is gold. This mantra is ideal for breaking old habits, deepening your focus, and following your heart. Courage! Sur la plage. What is that? No, Nanette. Musical theater PTSD. All right, so cultivating courage, right? So think of the heroes, modern, contemporary as well as classic, right? Who are your heroes and your heroines in what stories? Whether, literal people who walked the world or fictional, right? Because that might help you get through this, but with understanding that Empress is is in your heart, that you are being given what you needed, but the mind might be getting in the way. Libra, air signs, right? So be still an instant and tune in. Yeah. Here's the party turner, though. Here we go. I love this deck. The Whispers of Love Oracle, but all of a sudden it gives us a piece of clarity that changes the game. So let's see here. The voices of the higher selves of all involved, not just you, anybody else. And this feels like it's pretty much about you. Singularly. Breathe. The higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, please. One card in clarity for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the whisper of love you have for them? The piece of information, inspiration, and insight that will help them with this storyteller archetype, working with the healing angels of signs, the mother, goddess, empress, all the queens of the tarot in one. On the inner, this 9 of swords on the outer, which it's not so much that it's painful, it's chaotic, but on a level we know in the divine plan, divine order appears as chaos to us so that we can cultivate our courage, knowing that in any given moment we always know what to do. What you got for us, really? The message, whisper of love, this full moon in Cap to new in Cancer. Demonstrate love. Find out what is important to the people that you love and act on it. Now, you can boil that down to really contemplating, not just asking the question, but contemplating what would love do? And honestly, this may very well be towards yourself. To demonstrate love to those pieces of self, those parts of self, those trapped energies, that shadow work. What's the shadow? It's the disowned stuff that you don't want to look at, or if you know about it, you don't want anybody else to look at. To find out what is important to the people you love and act on it. Now, the thing about action is, here in this outside card, right, either you from the outside looking in or you looking out and seeing this 9 of swords cacophony of thought in terms of the stories going on in your own mind, the stories that you're hearing, the signs that you're seeing. So to demonstrate love, because in any given moment, it's so funny, not funny, in any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. Do implies action. So how you demonstrate your love, and I would say a good contemplative question is, what would love do? You can even up that. What would the divine love do? What would true love do? What would the love of my soul, my higher self, what would it not just think or feel or want, but do? Do. Last card down. Ooh, I think you're going to like these. I love this deck. Blessed Be is what it's called. Lucy Cavendish, as I said. This is a bookie book thing. And being that it's Celtic, and I got a lot of Celt blood. I got a lot of Sicilian blood, too. I'm from Long Island. That's pretty common, actually. Olive skin with blue eyes. And kick-ass purple hair, but I just woke up one day with it. So let's see. I'm just gonna. I've dedicated to this all pantheons, right? So whoever, wherever. Let's do this. Breathe. Yeah, my collective pantheons of gods and goddesses, wherever you may be, whatever level of consciousness necessary to serve here. Please, one card in clarity for the Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the blessing you would impart to them through me, through this reading, so that they can alchemize the storyteller, their ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols in a healthy way, with the healing angel of signs really helping them clear that out so that they can interpret the signs that are given them in the highest, clearest light. Because within them is the Empress. They're already whole and complete. They already have everything they need, but there's definitely a heart-centered thing here, that even no matter what the mind is doing with this Nine of Swords, that they are able to really pierce through that to the heart. And then of course that's going to really cultivate courage within them as they really understand the guidance and grace. They always know in any given moment what to do so that they can demonstrate the love, finding out what is important to the people they love and act on it, and what about the people that they are, that they love as well. So it's done holographically. No one is excluded. What's their blessing? This full moon in Capricorn, waning to new in Cancer, June and July 2021. Love it. Oh God, I love it when it works. A blessing to find the truth. Card number 25. And oh my God, are those lilacs? I think she's got lilacs. I just planted, I've had lilac bushes for a couple of years. I just planted lilac trees in front of my house. I love lilacs. Good for exorcism. Thank you, Scott Cunningham. Look at her, gorgeous. All of these cards are gorgeous, but you have to book them because all it says is card number 25, a blessing to find the truth. And duh, right? Duh. That's very much a duh. A blessing to find the truth. Oh, this one has a very brief definition, and then the whole thing looks like blessing. But of course, I need the magnifying glass for Blue Angel Publishing's microscopic italic. Breathe. I'm going to channel this blessing for you, because it's so up our alley. It's such our bailiwick. Card number 25, a blessing to find the truth. A blessing to discover the truth in a situation so you can make choices with full awareness. Choices. A blessing on this time and on you so that the truth can be told and thus pour down upon you its unique freedoms. May you be blessed with knowing the truth of your own soul, and let the transformative powers of truth bring you to the light so that what was once obscured now begins to shine, and what was uncertain now becomes defined, sure, glittering in its certainty. Let the blessings of truth be your liberty now, for with truth there is a growth of wings that lifts you up and beyond the curious burdens that have kept you grounded. Let the speaking of the truth bring you comfort. Let the open-hearted honesty of it cure any confusion. Let the conviction of your new knowledge bring you the rewards you are so dearly due. Let those who know you, who hear you, be healed by the contact with the purity of your words and yourself. And let no one be in any doubt as to the worth of your words and the quality of your character. There is no need to be anything except your own blessed, perfect, honest, and open self. Revealed to you now is the truth of others, their motives laid bare, without adornment or manipulation. Let the lamp of truth shine into all that was dark and unknown, both within and without, and let the words you have longed to speak fall freely and without concern from your lips. Truth shall bless you, and you shall bless others when you show by example the glorious simplicity of living within the power of your own truth. Live the truth of your soul, and may What? Wait, what? Live the truth of your soul, and may the souls that share the truth be blessed forever. Blessed be. I mean, like we said, the shadow attribute of the storyteller is the liar. And it was scripted into this life that I had to deal with compulsive liars. Liars so good they could fly under my intuitive radar that way. Pisceans. I'm a Pisces moon, right? I had to learn about how the stories I was interpreting within myself. And honey, these 9 of Swords, I'm telling you, somebody sold you shit and told you it was Shinola. Or someone's withholding the truth, right? And that's why, how can you possibly, make wise, clear, loving decisions? Well, by cultivating the courage. This blessing is upon us all now, and I have to say, I love this deck. Yeah, comment if you like it. I mean, I'm going to keep using it anyway. And let me give you the final blessing here. Please take a nice deep breath. Final blessing for the reading, not the final blessing ever. Watch them stories, baby. Here we go. My collective pantheons of the divine, please may the Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need. This full moon in Capricorn, waning to new in Cancer, that they may accurately interpret the signs so that they can cultivate the courage that at any given moment they always know exactly what to do, with the Empress deep inside of them opening their heart, revealing what needs to be known on all levels, giving them the power that is divine love to heal whatever arises within them and whatever seems to appear outside of them that appears painfully confused, chaotic, cacophonic, so that they can really learn to demonstrate love, particularly to themselves. And how? By speaking the truth. That the blessing to find the truth be upon them now, helping them really to alchemize this storyteller archetype from falsehood to truth, for clearer interpretation of the signs, the guidance, and the grace that is theirs already, so that they may act and demonstrate love unto this world by speaking the truth, not just of who they are, but the truth that comes to them from the divine itself in any given moment, blessing them, blessing whoever they are with, and blessing this world for the well-being of all. So would it be. So it is. I'm going to say that's a kind of a serious read, ain't it? But it does make complete sense. And, I'm going to say I wrote this book, Words of Grace, while I was going through one of many, but really the worst dark night of the soul of my life, as a Virgo at least. Check it out. It's on Kindle. There's a lot in there. We're looking at third eye stuff here. And my book, Words of Grace, is broken down by chakra chapter. So you're looking at the third eye self, the third eye stuff. But the sacred truth of the third eye is seek only truth. And a blessing to find the truth when the sacred truth is seek only truth. Work. Want to book me? Already told you how. Deets in the description box. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Reach out. I'm here to help. And if you liked the video, like it. Want to share it, share it. Feel like commenting, whatever. I love you. And I do love you, my Libras. Hang in there. We have to keep our own balance, and it feels like that's going to be maybe easier done than said if we can really find the truth of all of this. And there's always a higher truth. So wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this full moon in Cap to new moon in Cancer. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.